On January 10, 2021, inside Walmart in West Virginia, a typical shopping day took a dramatic turn for John, a customer. The store management, led by a manager referred to as Karen, and John found themselves in a heated dispute. Responding to the escalating situation, police officers, including one known for her assertive approach, arrived. This ordinary shopping experience was about to unfold into an extraordinary legal narrative, testing the boundaries of customer rights and police authority. John's visit to Walmart, intended to be a routine errand, quickly devolved into a contentious scenario. As he walked the aisles, selecting items for purchase, he became the center of an unexpected dispute with the store management. The confrontation stemmed from two primary issues: John's choice not to wear a mask and his use of profanity within the store. The situation escalated as John felt targeted by the staff. He observed other shoppers entering without masks, yet he was singled out immediately upon entry.
You damn right. Harassment. At its best.
I'm not harassing you.
You sure are.
I'm not.
Why ain't you asked anybody else walking through here to put their mask up above their nose? Huh? Discrimination. When I walked to the door, y'all called out everything I had on. 3 people walked in I stood there and watched. 3 people walked in after me without a mask. Not a word was said. I'm not putting the phone away. This is for my defense. No, I will not put a mask on. I've seen 30 employees around here walking around with their mask down, and you want me to put one on.
His frustration was evident, as he felt unjustly scrutinized, leading to an exchange of harsh words. This perceived discrimination stirred an intense reaction from John, who believed his treatment was unfair and inconsistent with the store's policy. Walmart's management, led by a figure John referred to as Manager Karen, was quick to respond. Perceiving John's actions as a violation of store policies and a disturbance to other customers, the management decided to involve law enforcement. The call to the police was made under the pretext that John was causing a disturbance, refusing to comply with the store's mask policy, and using offensive language.
He's what?
He's at red light right now. He flipped out because of the mask mandate, and he was cussing up a storm.
Does he have any health issues?
He never stated that. He just refused to not wear one. Because if they say that, we leave him alone. But he was cussing him and recording him and everything.
Okay. He's at 8.
He's a register 8. He was like all the hoodie.
Is he checking out?
He was with some girl that's checking out. He was going over to.
So what do you want me to do? Because if they're checking out and getting ready to leave, you want me to just kind of...
Yeah, because he was recording him.
calm.
He has a video of him.
Yeah, he was recording me.
And cussing him and everything else. And that's an invasion of privacy. You shouldn't be doing.
Do you want him trespassed?
Yeah, I would like to trespass him.
Okay.
The involvement of law enforcement signaled a shift from a simple store policy enforcement to a potential legal matter. John, unaware of the impending police response, continued with his shopping, oblivious to the fact that his actions inside Walmart were about to spark a legal debate that would extend far beyond the store's walls.
So what happened? What happened?
What happened is I walked through the door and the lady at the thing just announces on the thing everything I'm wearing.
Okay.
And 3 other people come in right behind me, not wearing a mask, not a word said. That's discrimination.
Okay. Do you have any health issues, sweetheart?
Yeah, I do. I'm diabetic and
I mean, like any lung issues, asthma, bronchitis, anything like
I
that?
can't hardly breathe half the time.
Okay. All right.
But that's beside the point. There's 30, 40 people in here without a mask on.
Right.
I mean, the employees walking around with them down on their chin, so.
The arrival of the police at Walmart marked a significant escalation in the unfolding drama. The officers, responding to the store's call, approached John with a degree of caution, aware they were stepping into a volatile situation. Their mission was to assess and neutralize any potential disturbance. Yet, what they encountered was a shopper embroiled in a conflict over store policies and personal freedoms. John, now facing the police, found himself in a complex dialogue about trespassing and identification.
Well, the issue isn't so much that you didn't have a mask on, because if you identify that you have a health issue, asthma, bronchitis.
I don't have to identify that.
Well, if they ask you
That's
to,
against HIPAA laws.
it is, but it isn't.
It is. Absolutely against
They can ask if you have one.
They can ask and I can deny the answer.
You can deny, but they can also deny access to the store. Because the
They
minute,
didn't do that.
Okay, well, what is going on now is they are going to have you trespass for cussing their employees, so I'm
Oh,
waiting for them to
okay.
bring forth. So I need your ID,
I'm not
sweetheart.
giving my ID. You can trespass me. Ask me to leave. I'll leave the store.
Well, I have to have
No,
it.
ma'am.
Absolutely.
This is not stop an ID state.
The officers, intent on resolving the issue, informed John that Walmart management wanted to trespass him for his conduct. This development was met with resistance from John, who insisted on his right to be in the store until asked to leave. He challenged the officer's request for his identification, underscoring his belief that he had not committed any crime that would justify such a demand. The interaction became a delicate balancing act between enforcing store wishes and respecting individual rights. John, steadfast in his position, argued that the police had no grounds to detain or arrest him, as he had not been formally trespassed by Walmart. He also questioned the legality of the officers' actions, particularly their demand for identification without reasonable suspicion of a crime.
You can,
Yes, it
you
is.
know,
If-
ma'am.
If you are under an
No,
investigation,
ma'am, I'm not under investigation. If they
You
want me to
currently are,
leave,
that's why I'm here.
they have to ask me to leave the store.
Actually,
trespass
you're
me.
obstructing right now, which is a jailable offense.
Well, do what you gotta do.
All right, well, go ahead and put your hands behind your back.
Yes, ma'am.
Give me my keys. As of
Record
right
this. Record
You are
this,
arrested.
because I'm suing
now, That's fine.
for violating my rights.
I'm not violating your rights. As of right now, you are under arrest.
Because I'm suing
That's fine.
for violating my
Let's
rights.
go. I'm not violating your rights.
Yes, ma'am, you are. This is not a stop and ID state.
Yes, it is. You just
No,
cannot
ma'am.
do passengers.
No, ma'am.
Throughout this confrontation, the dynamic between John and the police was tense but revealing. John's knowledge of his rights and his insistence on asserting them put the officers in a challenging position. In West Virginia, the legal framework surrounding trespassing and ID requests is nuanced, particularly in situations like John's encounter at Walmart. Trespassing laws generally require a person to knowingly enter or remain on property without authorization. However, in a retail environment like Walmart, the situation becomes more complex. A customer, like John, typically has implied permission to be on the premises unless explicitly revoked, usually in the form of a request to leave. In John's case, the key legal question revolves around whether he was officially trespassed or asked to leave the store before the police's involvement. If he was not given the opportunity to comply with a request to leave, then the legal justification for accusing him of trespassing becomes tenuous. This factor is crucial in assessing the appropriateness of the police officer's response and their subsequent actions. Regarding the request for ID, West Virginia does not have a stop and ID statute that obliges a person to provide identification to law enforcement without reasonable suspicion of a crime. In John's situation, the police officer's demand for his ID, without clear evidence of a crime, raised significant legal questions. For an ID request to be justified, officers must have reasonable suspicion that the individual has committed, is committing, or is about to commit a crime. These legal principles, grounded in the Fourth Amendment's protections against unreasonable searches and seizures, emphasize the importance of law enforcement operating within the bounds of legal protocols. When the officers arrived at the store, their approach to John was guided by the information provided by Walmart's management. However, the officers' actions during their interaction with John warrant a closer examination, particularly concerning legal justifications and adherence to state law. The officers, upon their arrival, sought to address the alleged disturbance caused by John. Their initial approach seemed standard, aiming to assess the situation and resolve any potential conflict. However, as the interaction unfolded, the officers' insistence on ID verification without clear evidence of a crime became a point of contention. In West Virginia, the absence of a stop and ID law means that police officers must have reasonable suspicion of a crime to legally demand identification. In John's situation, the grounds for such suspicion were not immediately apparent, making the officer's demand for his ID a legally questionable action. Furthermore, the officer's decision to arrest John for obstruction, based on his refusal to provide ID, was a significant legal misstep. Without a clear basis for reasonable suspicion of a crime, such an arrest could be seen as an overreach of police authority. This action could potentially infringe upon John's rights, particularly his Fourth Amendment protections against unreasonable searches and seizures. In the aftermath of the incident at Walmart in West Virginia, John took proactive steps to address the situation legally. He filed a complaint against the officers involved, challenging their actions and highlighting the potential violation of his rights. This complaint initiated a review process within the police department, scrutinizing the conduct of the officers and their adherence to legal protocols. The consequences for John extended beyond the immediate confrontation. He faced the challenge of navigating the legal system to defend his rights and contest the charges leveled against him. For the officers involved, the complaint filed by John led to an internal investigation examining their decision-making process and the legality of their actions during the incident. This review was crucial in determining whether their conduct aligned with departmental policies and state law. Ultimately, the legal outcomes of the case were significant. In court, the charges against John were dismissed, underscoring the lack of legal basis for his arrest and the absence of reasonable suspicion to demand his identification. Hey Larry, give us your expert opinion.
John's encounter showcases the Fourth Amendment's shield against unreasonable searches and seizures, juxtaposed with West Virginia's laws on ID requests and trespassing. Understanding these legal nuances is key to navigating interactions with law enforcement and protecting one's rights. John's case reminds us that understanding and asserting one's legal rights can significantly influence the outcome of encounters with authorities, especially in situations where the legality of actions is questioned.